Hello everyone, Jason Gomes. I wanted to make a quick video about eternity. Basically, what does that look like? And how can we visualize that? How can we build models that allow us to understand the universe that we live in that's apparently without boundary? So if you imagine in the beginning, if there was nothing, just darkness, and then all of a sudden out of that, you get light. Well, according to thermodynamics, eventually that light will fade out and you'll go back to darkness again. So if darkness creates light and light creates darkness, it's actually a cycle. So if you put that together, you get a Mobius strip, which we all recognize as the symbol for infinity, which is the basis of toroidal mathematics. So a toroid is a self-reflecting energy. It's self-circulating. So this right here is a toroflux, and it looks like 12 independent rings, but it's actually one continuous spring, which allows, as it moves, the colors to cycle and shift. So this would essentially be linear propagation, or what we call light, two vortices end to end that allow for the toroid to move through space and time. So you have linear propagation, or alpha, and then you have the opposite, which would essentially be spherical in nature. This would be matter. So alpha and omega. And when you bring those two things into balance is actually where you get phi. So two intersecting circles create phi. And when you take a series of intersecting circles, you get at the very center, very clearly, an egg shape, which is the fundamental basis for most life, is actually that egg shape. So when you're talking about why it's important to understand, this is how light creates self-replicating boundaries for reflection, which is the basis of cymatics, is you have these very small waves which cycle to create larger spheres, larger areas for reflecting energy. So in cymatics, you have to have a boundary because the geometry and the frequency create the pattern. So this is how you get your boundaries that creates the geometries. And that's the same pattern, whether you're talking about the atomic level, on the genetic level, on the cellular level. Every single heartbeat creates a field of energy, a toroid, which is the meridians, the energy that circulates through the body, the electromagnetic field of the planet, the electromagnetic field of the solar system, the sun, and the electromagnetic field of our galaxy all circulate according to the toroidal flow. So as you get this shape that's in absolutely everything, that's how we understand things like sympathetic resonance, because you have two equal-sized volumes resonating at the same frequency. And it's quantum entanglement or sympathetic resonance because it's the same thing, it's just different dimensions. So when you're looking at where does all that energy come from, whether it comes from nothing doesn't really matter, because as soon as it, according to thermodynamics, falls away back into nothing, the same energy, that zero-point field that everything arises out of, has the potential to create something brand new. So when you look at that, you can say the alpha wave, which would be light, and the omega, which is where light is totally spread apart, where it's as far from the center as possible, like in matter, where you have circulating fields of energy around a basically empty space. So when you're talking about that's how light moves, that's how energy in your body circulates, that's how energy on an atomic level circulates, it's very important for us to understand that there is a way that energy flows that connects sound, light, electromagnetism, as well as matter. So it's not something that is inexplicable. There is absolutely a pattern that you can see that allows you to flow from the non-real or the energetic, the waveform, to the physical reality. And you can see how physical reality is being shaped by phi. So when you're talking about light, sound, or matter. Phi actually shows us how energy is being distributed and compressed according to these very specific ratios. So it's sacred geometry from way far back. The reason why it was considered sacred is because it was the geometry of reality itself. It was understanding the universe as a circulating body of energy, just like you're a circulating body of energy, because if your circulation stops, we call you dead. So anytime you're looking at anything in the universe, it's constantly circulating. And if we understand how that energy circulates within any dimension or every dimension, that's what allows us to really tap into being a self-creative force. That's what allows us as humanity to create what we desire by understanding how things are created from the very basic components.